We had quite a lengthy meeting today, and we have covered certain important agendas which will come to the ensuing assembly session. So, members have deliberated and like to give it their opinions. One issue will be the power reforms, in which we hope to review the 2002 Communitisation of the power policy, where we had all those single point metering and responsibility to realize the power tariffs were given to the village authorities. It has fared very badly, especially in the urban and suburban areas. So the government would like to review it without touching the rural areas. With the new power policy from the center also, and technologies coming to our state in the form of single point metering, smart metering, all these technologies are being now implemented. So after taking into consideration the losses that the government is incurring, we have identified and zeroed in on these urban areas, which is one reason. So these might perhaps be repealed altogether this time. That is one major discussion we had. And another is the service rules pertaining to especially the PHE and the power department field in the grade 3, grade 4 level staffs, which has become an impediment. And for the last 23 years, it was not reviewed. So after conducting a thorough study in the department felt that it's time that the government review and make certain amendments to facilitate the aspirations of our field staff workers and to address their grievances, which will go a long way in the healthy relationship of our functioning in the government. The other might be the Nagaland liquor NLTP, Nagaland liquor prohibition, total prohibition, that act, which was enacted and came to the assembly in 1989. So you know better how it has fared ever since then, whether it was successful or whether it is found wanting. So after all these decades, I think it's about time that our state also take a relook. So the government have decided to revisit that particular issue, and depending on the majority's views of the members, the government might bring this case up in the ensuing assembly also for some amendments. Those are some of the areas we covered, and the rest is to do with the other normal business of the government, the different departments. Several departments have brought many pending cases, pending for nearly 30 years. And as far as absorption, regularization, all these things were taken up today, many posthumously also. And it was a very successful cabinet meeting today. Yeah.
So regarding the NLTP Act, sir, there are various opinions regarding this. But we're all very much aware that although Nagaland is called a dry state, liquor is available everywhere, and majority of our revenue, which could have been generated for our state, is being consumed by our neighboring state Assam.
Exactly.
So, does the cabinet and the government feel that it's time to lift the act?
Certainly, these are issues of grave concern. So, revenue is one area, our much needed revenue. Resource crunch state like ours, we can feel it. But the other more concerning area is the health of our citizens, especially the younger generation. Unchecked, unregulated inflow of liquor, and with no departments to check the quality of the liquor, this has become extremely dangerous for our society. What quality of liquor are being imported illegally by the bootleggers? They have free zone, free permit, nobody to regularize, nobody to check. So this has given a very free hand to the bootleggers and people smuggling in any kind of liquors, which is not fit for consumption also to be sold within the state. So maybe our church leaders, they have done their best. They are doing their best because they understand the menace that it creates in the society also. But they have also not been able to educate the people to refrain from indulging in such activities, unfortunately. The government has also, with particular reference to the police and the excise, the government have also done its best to check the inflow of such spurious liquor. Our state being a dry state. So, well-meaning and conscious citizens, leaders from all walks of life, are concerned of the toll that it is taking on the health and the morale of our society. But the world over, Christian nations across the world, they have also tried banning, imposing total prohibition in their states, in their countries. But it's the same story everywhere. It has failed. So we are no exception. We are a Christian state, and we're proud of that. But now, as time and life goes on, we have to face and admit the vices that exist in any modern society. So we are not a theophoric state. We are a free, democratic, liberal state like any other state in the country and the world. So we cannot govern the state only from one aspect. That is what many people have felt. And so, unlike the past, with due apologies to the past leaders, when we had the free movement of this, when it was not banned, when it was not dry state, I think the department was also too liberal. Every 20, 30 steps on the street and you find one vendor, especially in Kohima and Dimapur. I remember very well. So whether a pawn shop was more or a liquor vendor was more, sort of thing. And it was not regulated. There were no age limits for the customers, the clients, no age limit. There were no dry days, for example. Even on holidays, Sundays also it was open. And there were no limits to the issuance of these retail shops also. And the government of the day also was very casual. So casual in the sense on both sides. the clients, especially the clients as well as the retailers and the warehouse owners. So it was again too extreme. That should not be the way. We have learned a lot from neighboring states. We have a lot of work to do. The department, the police, the society. We have to regulate it, and then with strict regulations and limits, we will try to have a partial lifting of this prohibition in certain areas. So you will know the details more. But today we have only touched the tip of the iceberg. Department will work out the details of how it will be implemented. So when it comes to the House, maybe I'll be in a better position to share with you. Yeah.
Sir, are there any discussion on oil and natural gas exploration?
If there are certain questions that might figure in the discussion, otherwise, as such, maybe this time I'm not aware of any such thing. Yeah. But you're aware of the Supreme Court's judgment just recently, the latest. I think they have recognized our right of ownership on the land and resources of the state. That's a huge development in favor of us. So, casual discussions after that, we are glad that the highest court in the country now understands what is 371A and the implications. So the disturbed areas, the disputed areas, Assam-Nagaland border, will remain untouched. But further into our states, the undisputed areas, we have a free hand. So it depends on our people, how we understand each other. The government will take all the stakeholders into confidence.